Just go from there.
Yeah.
And
Sounds good.
I feel like everybody first introduce yourself. Where you played your college ball or football after high school, or even if it's just high school, just your high school, and yeah, go from there.
All right. Well, my name is Jason Hall. I'm a fullback, of course. Played high school at Dothan High School. At first, it was Northfield High School. Then they merged schools and became Dothan High School. So it became pretty much one big community, pretty much. College, I played for Good Elite Prep. I played for a prep school, which means it's pretty much an extra year of high school. And then after that, I played for junior college, which was Gordon State College in Georgia. Didn't really get the D1, D2 opportunity. I had offers, but they were like really like walk-ons because due
Mhm.
to you know transfer portal, NIL, all that kind of stuff. So I didn't really get that opportunity. So, but I was grateful to get this opportunity to be with the Beavers and stuff. Join this team. Definitely won some championships.
Mhm. Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. What about you, Twan?
Got you. So, um, graduated and played for Miramar High School, a high school down here in Miami, Florida.
Mm.
Uh, my senior year was actually kind of rough. It was a lot that went into that year, and it honestly screwed up a lot of guys as far as the ones that had offers or was talking to some coaches. We had some issues going on with our coaching staff that made I won't say national news, but down here in Miami, down here in Florida, it was kind of all over the state
Mhm.
as far as what took place with the school. So more like heading towards the graduation date, I end up looking up and getting a few small looks from a few D3 schools in in Ohio. There was a lot of
Oh.
schools in Ohio, and I actually had to prefer a walk on to the University of Oregon. But at the time, I wasn't uh, mature enough to take that. Coming out of high school, you want that D1 offer or like nothing.
Mhm.
And sometimes I wish I would have taken it, but God has His plans, and everything happens for a
Mhm.
reason. End up going to Capital University in Columbus, Ohio. That itself was an experience to
Mhm.
go from only losing 3 games in 4 years in high school to losing uh, damn near every game I played in. It was different. It definitely tested
Mhm.
the love of the game for me personally, but I persevered.
Mhm.
Um, Ended up leaving my mark in the return game. I think I'm third on the school's all-time list currently, uh, and that was really great for me. Coming out of college, I actually ended up getting a red shirt around the time COVID hit,
Mhm.
and took a year off. Just let the world deal with that. And when I
Mhm.
went back in 2021, it was under a new coaching staff, a new everybody. Being one of the oldest guys on the team too, that was pretty different. A real a real experience being the old guy on the team. But um, after that season was over with, I went to a few CFL workouts. Had some talks with the Redbacks or
The Red Blacks,
yeah,
Ottawa
the
Red
Red
Blacks.
yeah, they were considering bringing me into camp. We were in touch for maybe a week strong before how some coaches do. But luckily, the IFA came around, and I went to the one of the very first workouts that the Beavers had
Mhm.
earlier this year, and that one workout was all it took. Fell in love
Mhm.
with Coach CJ and a few coaches that I did meet, and I think it was kind of mutual. And I can't wait to start. I'm super excited about the league, super excited about everything they got going on, and I'm
Mhm.
just itching to get back on the field at this point.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Before I get to the next question, Vance, what about you? What's your story?
Yeah, man. So I went to Creekside High School. Creekside
Mhm.
High School is definitely not a small school, but it's definitely not as known. So basically, if you think about it, like Florida 8A schools, that's
Mhm.
typically the best of the best, right? Until you talk about like all the private schools and everything like that. So for us, we had St. Augustine High School, which is a great school. We had Bartram Trail High School, which is nationally ranked. Then we had Creekside, which is down the road from Bartram, but
Mhm.
we my I can't remember if it was my sophomore year or my junior year. We went 0-10, lost every game. Year before that, lost every game. Crazy thing about it is that my coach actually wouldn't let me play running back until like I played running back all through JV, and running back is
Mm-hmm.
like main thing I play all throughout minor league, all that. But then once I got to my junior year, he's like, "Hey Vance, we need a corner," and I was like, "I don't play corner though." He's like, "Yeah, but you're fast and you can play it." I was like, "All right." I got burned almost every game. You know what I'm saying? I kept telling him, I was like, Coach, I'm not a good corner. He's like, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but you're the only athlete we have. I was like, Coach, like we teach mainly zone. Like, what are you talking about? We can just teach somebody else to do it. So whatever. I mean, no hate towards Coach Mack though. I love Coach Mack. But
Mm-hmm.
from there I didn't get my shot at playing running back until halfway through my senior year. Then first game I had 270 yards and 3 touchdowns against Episcopal.
Whoa. Oh,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
crazy.
That's
That's
dope.
crazy.
So, needless to say, after that, they had me starting from there. But
Mm.
yeah, it was crazy because we had to have two running backs get hurt. Then he took two receivers, put them in running back. They got hurt, and then he finally gave me a chance.
That's
You know what I'm
interesting.
saying?
That's
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So, anyways, from there, had a pretty decent season. Still finished up like I think I was like top 10 in rushing in Jacksonville in 5 games. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So that was pretty exciting. But then from there, I didn't really have a lot of offers though. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Everything I had was either D3 or NAIA. But for me, my whole dream was going D1. You know what I'm saying? So similar to Twan, you know what I'm saying? I wanted that D1 offer, and I went to this one little it was like the school fair, and a bunch of colleges there and everything, and I got accepted into I think it was like 12 different universities, different HBCUs, and I could have walked on to any single one of them. Right, but in my head, I'm thinking,
Offer.
I want the offer. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
I ended up going to Warner University. Um,
Oof.
Dang, we could have crossed
and
crowds, bro.
yeah, 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 yeah. But Warner was not. It was not the right decision, man. It really wasn't. Like no hatred towards it. Coach Talley ended up being my head coach. I have a lot of love for him. But after that first season, I should have redshirted, but I just wanted to play. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So yeah, it was a weird season. It was a really weird season. Started off on the JV team, right? So the JV team we play like prep schools and stuff like that, and we don't travel.
Oh.
You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? And after that, of course they had me on the practice squad. So I'm snapping on the traveling team and everything. And so eventually they're like, okay, well, come travel with us to this game. We were playing what was the school? It was in Alabama. I can't think of it right now, but
Was
it
it
is what it is.
Faulkner?
Yep, Faulkner.
Uh,
So played against Faulkner University, and then I didn't play at all. I only played special teams the whole game until the third quarter.
Mm-hmm.
Third quarter came. Our star running back that we had, he just wasn't doing it right. He probably only had like 20 yards. They put me in the game. First run I get, popped it for like 30 yards.
all right.
Right. So I was like, all right, cool, cool, cool. So they hand me the ball again, popped it for 15. So I was like, all right, cool. Like I'm starting to get hyped because I'm thinking like, man, I didn't think I was doing all this. Third run, it was a 20-yard touchdown. So now the coaches are like, oh, okay, like we should have been playing this guy.
Mm-hmm.
And that was that. It was cool. Then they started me the next game, and then I did not perform the same way the next game. Then they pulled me for the rest of the season. You know what I'm saying? So it was weird. But then after that, they said they were gonna start me the next season. Ended up becoming ineligible because of a weird school rule. And then after that, the team kind of just like it almost felt like they forgot about me,
Mm-hmm.
realistically.
I feel
So
that. I
at that,
feel that.
yeah, yeah. So I kind of felt disrespected at that point. I'm not gonna say I felt out of love with the game, but
Mm-hmm.
I just the school just made me not want to play anymore. And there was a whole lot of other stuff going on, but nonetheless, I actually ended up quitting football for a year. I moved to
Mm-hmm.
Tallahassee. I was going to TCC, went over there, and after that, I was like, you know what? Let me just go home. Like I just gotta go home and just start working. After I started
Mm-hmm.
working, I started saying to myself, like, why did I ever quit football, man? Like I still got love for the game. I'm still athletic. Like I'm still going to these little 7-on-7 tournaments, flag football tournaments, stuff like that. And I was like, I can still play. So that's when I was like, okay, well, what's the best way that I could pursue football and still possibly go pro?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm doing my research and everything. Of course, Kurt Warner pops up. Talk about
Oh, okay.
yeah. He went
Hmm.
arena and then worked his way all the way back to the NFL. So I'm like, okay, well, let me try the semi-pro thing and see where I can get with it. Played
Hmm.
3 years of semi-pro. I was the leading rusher in the league for 2 years in a row. All-star player 3 years in a row. Like known as one of the best players in the league, essentially, right? And at that point, I was like, you know what? Like, I'm not just gonna sit here. I gotta go pro. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? So I went to the IFA. It was the IFA Combine, right? This is back in
Hmm.
2023, though.
Oh, okay,
Before
as
they,
last year.
yeah, because they were supposed to launch last year,
Yeah.
but then
Hmm.
they
But
had some stuff going on, and then they ended up launching the next year. And so I
Mm-hmm.
actually got invited to the draft, right? Because I did my
mm,
thing in Atlanta, and I had a great combine. Um, and then from there, they redid everything. It was weird. I just reached out to the Beavers, and they looked at my film. They saw my information from the combine, and they said, "Come
mhm.
out." And
Yeah.
at that point, I was like, "All right, well, this is my first real opportunity." I had plenty of other opportunities, tryouts and stuff like that, but once they hear that you only went to 1 year, did 1 year college ball and then played semi-pro for 3 years, they're not really looking for a guy like that. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I'm definitely grateful for the opportunity with the Beavers, and I'm just looking to show them what I
Mm.
can do.
Oh no, that's great. That's great. I will say a similar story is Riverius Rivers, who just signed with the Memphis Showboats.
Okay.
He, he fell out of love with the game or stopped playing for a couple seasons, thinking his career's done.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure he tried with some of the Green Bay Blizzard, and then last year he won the IFL Defensive Player of the Year. And
Mm.
then the Memphis Showboats
Oh,
signed him. The Memphis Showboats just signed him,
so
just a few days ago.
you know what's crazy? I know who you're talking about because I went to a workout in Texas, and he went
No
there
way.
too. Yeah.
No way.
Uh huh.
That's crazy. And then he just signed with the Memphis Showboats just a few days ago, and
Mm-hmm.
he said himself, I don't think I would have had another chance to play football, but leagues like this, that's what they're meant to do. They're meant to make people continue to play.
Right.
So there are some leagues where I'm gonna go stay away from those because they're
Mm-hmm.
bad. Like some of those semi-pro leagues, I look at them and I go, that's a headache. I would
Yeah.
even put my like I have a younger brother who's playing, and I'm like, don't play there. Like
Yeah.
you're not
Mm-hmm.
gonna play in those leagues. So yeah, that's pretty good. And another thing is, even if you're like really good talent, it doesn't mean you need to go D1 because there are D1 players who make the NFL, whereas
Mm-hmm.
people who don't play D1 make the NFL.
For
Yeah.
sure.
There's Tyson Bagent, Adam Thielen. Those are
Yeah.
two examples right there.
Mm-hmm.
And
Shoot,
but
Tyreek Hill. I mean, never mind. He went
Tyreek
D1,
Hill,
then went to D
he
two.
did too. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I mean, I'm still like, there's still a lot of players don't end up playing D1 and make the NFL because they're just patient. They're patient and they just have their move, and it is a lot. But this is something I wanted to probably mention out. But speaking of arena, didn't you guys get any like arena offers? Like any teams reach out to you?
Um.
Like, yeah.
So I think it was 2023 or maybe 22. I had like several workouts with Duke City, and it started
Oh
with
no!
me.
Oh no! Oh no! No!
It
No! No! I
started,
hate this.
man. Listen, it was with my agent at the time. He made me go to this. It was like a. It wasn't a team specific workout. It was one where all of the arena teams showed up to it, and you worked out for everybody in Duke City.
Oh.
The Kansas team and somebody else was feeling me really, really hard. They told me to come out to another workout following that, and I'm thinking after I go to this workout, I'm gonna get signed, because I have at that point in time, I hadn't had a coach personally call my agent and be like, "Yo, get him here. We want to see him do X, Y, and Z." But I went, showed out, and that turned into two more workouts. And on the last workout, it was like, "Oh, yeah, we like you, but we just signed two other running backs this week." So, and I was just like, "Well, what was the what was the
Mhm.
point?" I was grateful for the opportunity, and I was really just sitting by my phone waiting for a call at some point to say, somebody got hurt or they're just going to bring me in to probably put me on defense to play cornerback because they did line me up at cornerback at the workout, and I did pretty decent. But I don't really know how defense works as far as like the arena game is concerned, because that's
Mhm.
that's different. That's a different type of beast, honestly. But Duke City, and then the FCF. I had actually got a contract offer from the FCF, but it
Yeah, they
was at a
folded.
weird time in my life where it's like I just got back home from college. Me and my girlfriend had just got our first apartment, and I hate to say this because I hate to come off sounding like ungrateful, but the pay at the time wouldn't have been enough to sustain my at home life. Whereas
That's
like my
400. It
rent,
was
it was like $400 a game, but
yeah,
like my
four games.
rent
Yep.
at the time was 1,300 on top of a $500 car payment, on top of
Oh
a $500
no,
car insurance. You feel me? Like,
and no, that's fair because as you're an adult and we're all adults. We all got to do this, and like you're not in a spot to play, so it makes
hmm
sense.
so
Now
I
there
was
are
real
FC.
sad to turn that down, but I had to just make the best decision at the time.
Now there are some FCF who have made these leagues. We could mention Quantez Stickers, who's
A
in the
Yeah.
dog,
NFL. Who's in the NFL right now.
a
Like he was
dog.
there, but he was like he was my age right now playing in that league. I'm
hmm
only 18 years old, and he was in that league at 18 years old playing. And yeah, he's a dog.
Hmm.
He's 18. Like that's what I was gonna say.
Dog.
His only offer was a D2 offer,
hmm
just to play D2 as a role player.
Yep.
So like, not even that. He's a fifth round draft pick.
Yeah.
And if like, let's say he went and like played college, he would have not made the NFL.
Yeah.
I'm being dead serious.
Yeah.
He's not. He's a great player, and this opportunity came from these leagues.
hmm
So that's uh that's another interesting, but if you gotta do what you gotta do to
Facts.
provide and to
Facts.
live, and you can't just play. That makes 100%. But though I do
Ooh.
hear that some IFL players are
hmm
make like $30,000 a season in the IFL, in the indoor football league. They make $30,000 a season.
It
Now,
depends. It depends on how good of a player you are. That's really
how good of a player you are,
hmm
but there is for a lot of players there's under the table negotiations. So
Oh
like
yeah.
company,
100%.
Of
so
course.
so
100%.
companies will come and like pay them just to just be places,
Yeah.
Hmm.
and it's really interesting.
Yeah,
So
that FCF one though, that one really hurt because the last workout that I went to before they offered me the contract, I drove last minute to Georgia. So like the call came in from one of the coaches like around this time, and my agent was like, "Can you hop on a flight tomorrow?" I'm like, "No." He's like, "Well, what can you do?" I'm like, "Bro, I can drive." He's like, "Okay, can you be there tomorrow at 7 a.m.?" I literally left Miami probably 10 or 11 o'clock that night and drove clean through the night. Got there at the workout at 7 o'clock. Went from the
Mm.
car to the field and
Yep.
showed out. And like I was man. I was so tired. I was so tired. By the time I got back home to Miami, once I slept in the car in a Walmart parking lot, woke up, drove home. The offer was sitting in my email. So I was happy that I got it, but again, it was sad that I had to turn it down. But you know,
mhm.
like I said, everything happens for a reason because I'm here now. So
Yeah, you're
Right.
gonna you get a chance to prove that you can play that.
facts,
I've seen the tape. I've seen the
facts.
tape, and you just gotta prove. And I've also seen some of the other running backs. There's some competition, but I got a good feeling. I got a good feeling about this.
I love it. I can't wait to compete.
Yeah. Now, the next question really is, what was your biggest inspiration to start playing football? For a lot of people, for me, I never got a chance to play football, but ever since I was like 5, 6 years old, I just always wanted to. I never got a chance to, but I'm curious to see what your guys' biggest inspirators are.
I would definitely say what really got me into it was what was it? What was his name? Was it Tavon Austin? Is that his name?
Oh yeah,
Hmm.
Yeah,
yeah.
Tavon Austin really got me. I was like, man, I need to get in that. And and really watching them Bama games also. So the main person that really got me into it was Trent Richardson. Like,
Trent Richardson.
Trent Richardson really got me into it because it's like, you know, at the time he was that guy, you know what I'm saying? But it's like now it's like, we all know what happened, right?
No,
Yeah.
I mean like
Yeah.
I'll say this with Trent Richardson. If he never got traded out of Cleveland,
Right.
he would have had like, at least another 5 years in the league if he never got traded out of Cleveland. I'm I'm being dead honest. And not even that, when he was at a lot of home games in Cleveland, he was paying for like 120 tickets a game.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so you also got to think about that factor when you say, "Oh, he's a bust." And I was like, "Well," and he just couldn't say no because there were people he knew, and it was hard for him to just to say no.
Say no, yeah, true.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
That's true though. That's true.
But in terms of like motivating factor to play football. So for
mhm,
me, I shoot as a kid, I used to love to. I'm not gonna say fight because it wasn't fighting for real. You know what I'm saying? I
mhm,
just like to like wrestle with my dad, wrestle with my cousins. You know what I'm saying? Like,
mhm,
you know. So from there, I was like, well, there's a sport where I could hit somebody for free and
mhm,
not get in trouble.
mhm,
Okay, bet. So, that's when I started playing football. And at the time, I was playing linebacker, right? That's Pop Warner, right? So I just love to hit everybody. But then what really, like, sold it for me is that, like, I'll put it to you like this. My whole family is extremely athletic, right?
mhm,
And you can look at my dad, you can look at my uncle, you can look at my other cousins, but I had this one cousin, his name is Mitch, right?
mhm.
And he went to Lafayette College, and he actually got a invite to the draft, right? Or not to the draft, to the NFL Combine.
Oh,
And
nice.
so the thing is that he's 6'7" to 6'8", like he plays tight end and wide receiver. You know what I'm saying? So like everybody was looking at this dude like, okay, he's coming from a small school, but he got size and he can run routes. You know what I'm saying? And he can
Mhm,
up top somebody. They looking at him like Larry Fitzgerald. Put it to you like that. You know what I'm saying? So, but the thing is that he actually got to the combine and he shattered his ankle warming up.
oh,
Like he went up for a ball, came down, and I guess it was the turf was different than what he was used to. I don't know, but ankle
Mm,
snapped.
yeah.
So I mean, the way that I've been looking at it ever since is, don't get me wrong, like it's always been my dream to play in the NFL or even just play pro in general, right? But like ever since he lost his opportunity, like it almost felt like I needed to put it on my back to still make it. You know what I'm saying? Like
mhm.
like
Yeah.
we done had too many people in my family to not be able to make it for whatever reason.
I feel
You know what
that.
I'm saying? Why
I
why
feel
why
that.
not me? Yeah, you feel me? So it's like at the end of the day, I kept saying to myself, why not me? That was one of the
Mhm,
reasons why I went back into football. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Why not me?
Mm,
I'm going against. No, I'll put it to you like this, man. I'll go again. I'll do one-on-ones against CFL guys, NFL guys, arena guys. It really don't matter, and I end up coming out on top in almost every single one. So I'm
mm,
thinking to
mhm.
myself, like, okay, well, if I'm doing this against this talent, why can't I get there? You know what I'm saying? Like, so
I feel
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
One, it's about opportunity because
Mm,
if you don't have like, okay, you could have film out there. Film's fine, but you said that 1 year of college and all that semi-pro. What are schools gonna look at? What are
right.
what are teams gonna look at? Even arena teams would even look at that. I know there's one guy I do know, but he's playing like poverty arena leagues. He's
Mm-hmm.
playing for those lower tier arena teams where they pay for stadiums.
Mm,
Right.
Anyways, he got his shot and he took the most out of it. He got his one single opportunity, and he got the most out of it. And yeah, now he's going out tryout to tryout. He's trying out for teams in Carolina. He's trying out for teams in San Antonio. So it's all about opportunity where you're gonna put yourself at,
definitely.
and that's just the biggest thing. It
Mm,
doesn't mean that you don't have talent. Doesn't mean people you're playing against don't even have talent or do have talent. But it's where your opportunity is and who's gonna see you.
right.
Right.
So.
Um, I'll say honestly, my starting out, my biggest motivator was my dad. Like
Mm,
he's the one that introduced the game to me. And he's the one that early on that kind of kept me in it because I think I played
mm,
for the first 2 years, but by that third year, I was just like, I don't think I would do this no more. But that wasn't really a choice. It wasn't really a
mm,
choice. It was just more so just as a kid, you come home from school, you want to go outside, go just do stuff, but nah, you got to come home, do homework, then practice, then back to school, come home, do homework and practice. So that routine got a little daunting at first, but after we got over that hump, after personally I got over that hump, the motivational factor was just wanting to reach the level that he did and then kind of surpass that. And when I did, it was just like you said, why not me? Like, yeah, I'm at these small schools, but my talent is kind of shining through. And I'm talking to people who are in higher positions, and just the praise that I would get or the compliments that I would get just gave me the extra I want to say kick in the butt to keep going because it was like you said, you have one-on-ones against these guys who are in these different leagues and you handling business. So why not me? I just went and worked out in front of XY CFL team, and a coach pulling me off to the side, asking me personal questions, but not this other guy. So
Yep.
that type of deal is what kind of keeps me going. And then you get to the point where nothing is really shaking, but you just got to double down. You just got to double down, keep faith,
You gotta bet on
and,
yourself.
and keep going. Yeah, you got to bet on yourself in this game, because if you don't, it's easy. It's easy to give up. It's
Mhm.
easy to give up. It's easy to stop. The hard thing is to
Mhm.
keep going, especially when you got everybody over here in your ear telling you or asking you why haven't you stopped, or telling you should stop because this
Hmm.
ain't happening. It's like, bro, you're not here. You're
Mhm.
not in the same rooms that I'm in. You're not having the conversations with these agents, these coaches. Yeah, I haven't
Mhm.
been signed yet, but you don't know. I just spoke to a coach from this team that's so that all that is motivation. All that is the fire that I need to keep going.
Right.
All that kind of plays into why I love this game and why, I'm not through yet. I'm not
Mhm.
saying I'm gonna be 35 still trying to figure it
That
out,
part.
especially
Yeah,
I ain't
yeah, yeah.
signed yet. But
Mhm.
I'm not there yet. I got time. I got
Yeah, no, that's
time. I
fair.
got
That's
room.
fair.
And I'm gonna take full advantage of the opportunities that come.
No, that's fair. I understand that, One thing I will say is I will see some people try to chase it out for too long, especially when they're not at that talent and they try to chase it out. Not even that, they won't go out for like these CFL leagues or these, UFL leagues. No, they're like, no, I want the NFL. I want to be and they're 30 years old, and like you're
Yeah.
not there.
You got to be
Now there's some,
realistic too.
yeah, you do have your list, and some people they're like, as long as I can still play, I'm gonna keep playing. So they're playing
Hmm.
at these leagues. They say like, I'm 30 years old, my body's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I can keep playing, and they keep playing. And not even that, these UFO leagues, believe it or not, but athletes make $74,000 a year,
Yep.
a season,
Yep.
Before
playing in
bonuses.
these before
Doctor money.
bonuses. And that's crazy because it's 10 games a season. And you're 30 years old and you wouldn't want to go play there.
Hmm. Right. And so,
So,
and here's the crazy part about it is that you really got to think about it. That's a season.
Right.
Throughout time, that's including training camp and everything. That's only 6 months. So you really just made 70K in six
mhm.
months.
It's mine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But that's the
Right.
finesse.
and,
Like,
and no, there's I don't know if you know who Lionel McConnell is. He's a player who just played for the Frisco Fighters because they just folded.
mhm.
But
Mm.
The quarterback?
he-
Is he a
no,
quarterback?
he's a defensive back.
Oh, okay.
He's a financial advisor, and he makes a living as a financial advisor. He just plays football on his time.
Yep.
Hmm.
I have a younger brother who's been playing football who just started, and we put him at quarterback, and he's like he turned out to be really good, and I'm thankful for that. But I keep telling him, I'm like, dude, just take the first offer. Don't go play for teams with drunk fans. Because those are the worst. Like you're in the crowd, and then you just hear these drunk fans saying, "I would run X, Y, and Z," and like you could never even understand a playbook.
Right.
So I'm
Hmm.
saying, play for these arena teams. These
I'm going
arena
to
teams,
coach.
they pay
Going to
good.
coach.
There's a lot under the
Coach.
table,
Coach.
and you can still continue just a secondary job, and you can make a decent amount of money. But people don't realize that. They're like, no, I want to go for the big money. I want to go make $900,000 on a practice squad. And then that's fine. You can make 900,000 on a practice squad, but you're not gonna get there.
Hmm.
Right.
So
The stepping stones.
uh,
There's levels to it.
there are levels to it,
Definitely.
yeah.
Definitely.
Mhm. But I once got to interview a corner for the Philadelphia Stars, Channing Stribling once. He was probably the best corner in spring football. I could say one of the best. And he said he was like he's locking up guys like Terry McLaurin because he went to Commanders training camp
Hmm.
to 2022. He said he's locking guys. He has a video that he shows to his students of him locking up Terry McLaurin. He has a video of him locking up the whole receiver room at joint practices, locking people up.
Hmm.
But they're like, "Oh, we got our guy. We just can't keep you around." He comes, returns. He
Politics.
return. Yeah, he's like, "We have our guys. We can't just keep you around." Is like, "You're good. We want you, but we already
It's a
have our
numbers game.
guys." It is a numbers game, and
Hmm.
he's like, he said, "I understand." So he goes back. He goes back to the USFL. He's making $60,000 a season. He doesn't
Hmm.
care.
Hmm.
Like, and plus there's under the table weekly bonuses. But then he gets injured, misses the season, and I'm pretty sure his career, unless he goes to the IFA. His career is probably done because he didn't get anywhere else. But he's keeping it real. He's like, I'm not the best player. I'm not young anymore. He's 29 years old now. So, but yeah, that's just the way it is. That's how these leagues work. And if you have a league like this, which the IFA, it's paying $400 a game before bonuses. That's for non-skilled positions. Quarterbacks make 1,100 a game or
15,
$1,500 a game.
1,500.
Oh, so, well, backups are making 1,100,
That
something like
hurts,
that.
but it's whatever.
And like the deal is like you prepare this for the past 3 years. You couldn't get
Yeah,
investors to get more. I mean, there'll probably be bonuses. There'll be under the table,
They've
especially
actually been
Alabama.
preparing themselves for, I think it's almost 10 years. It might be 8 or 9 years. But that was
Yikes.
just when they were just talking about it and everything. When they actually put money to it, that was like 5, 6 years ago. But still,
Like the deal is like if you're playing for Alabama and there's a lot of business. So even in Birmingham, they have the Birmingham Stallions.
Right. Yeah.
There's a lot of business in Alabama.
yeah.
Now you're gonna be in Huntsville, Alabama. This is probably like there's gonna be a lot of sponsorships, a lot of people being like, "Hey, come do this, come be here." Alabama, this is a state on a grow as well. This is the place I'll be week 1. I'll be at
You got to, bro. You got to step
I'll,
up.
I'll be there. I'll be there in Tampa. I'll be there in Tampa. I'll be there against Tampa. I should say against Tampa. I'll be there. Uh, and this is one city where it's growing, and this is one place where you can get a lot of other offers from other places to say, hey, come support us here, come support us there. We'll slide you like $50. You made 50 extra dollars a day or something.
and it makes a
Yeah.
difference, though.
It make a difference, yeah. And people don't realize that, but it does. Um, but what are you guys' honest thoughts on this league? Because I have good thoughts, I have bad thoughts, but
What I
Uh,
what I think honestly, it's really more of like even though the pay is like 400, you know what I'm saying? It's really mainly about film, people getting themselves back out there.
mhm.
Um, when people ask me like what is league about and stuff, like is it a semi-pro? Like nah.
it's not
The
semi-pro. It's
best
not
way I tell
semi-pro.
them, I say, you know how baseball have minor leagues? They're like, oh yeah, I was like, it's pretty much a minor league for football for just being technical. And they're like, oh okay, so it's pretty much like film to get yourself back out there. I was like, yeah, or for people to start somewhere. Some people didn't
Hmm.
have that, like myself, that the D1, D2 opportunity to play JUCO ball. You know what I'm saying? Or they got injured or something. They're trying to get themselves back out there. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like the IFA is actually can be a positive outlook for some people. Some people, of course, there's negative sides like the pay and stuff like that. But you got to think about it. Like that's how I think about it. We're getting rent free. They're putting food on us. You know what I'm saying? Like the hotels are nice. You know what I'm saying?
Hotel, nice.
We got
Oh, they look good. They look
yeah.
really good. Oh my
The,
gosh.
the coaching staff is busting their tail trying to get us a whole bunch of sponsors. Like literally, we're getting our own action figures. Like, come on now. Like,
Oh.
That is crazy, yeah.
That's why I
just
can't wait. I'm geeked
yeah,
about
it's
that.
gonna be nice though, and it's what I'm saying. It's like it's not just like we also getting like the endorsement deals, all that kind of stuff. Jersey sales, all that kind of stuff.
Hmm.
Like it's really a grind. You know what I'm saying? Like the
Hmm.
400 is just like
Yeah, I know.
you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying, but it's just really like a grind. You know what I'm saying? Because
Hmm.
Mhm.
I feel like a lot of people we're gonna make it out of like the Alabama Beavers. Like we're gonna rather if it's a season, 2 seasons. Like I feel like we're gonna be like one of the teams like on top because I feel
Oh,
like
for sure.
really
Yeah, no, it
really good
seems.
team.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
And then to piggyback off of what Jason just said, like the $400 pay, it's only an issue mainly because they spent a year in preparation, and for it to drop so much, I think that's what's really kind of eating at a lot of people, because I think originally it was supposed to be like 2,500 and then like a tier system. So some people still had the chance of making the 400, but there was also opportunity to make more coming out of
Oh
camp.
shit, yeah.
And
Yeah, I know.
that, like, that's an issue when people waiting on that for a whole year.
Hmm.
But to get on to the positives, I love the fact that it's another league. I love the fact that it's another outdoor legit league with
Hmm.
opportunities to progress. The coaches are tied in, they have connections. I think it was a few linemen that after they signed, or rather after they got their camp invites, I think a few days later they ended up getting picked up by the USFL, or
Yep.
rather the
UFA. Yeah.
The
yeah the
UFL.
UFL.
Yeah, the UFL. Yeah.
So that
Yeah,
was
no, there
amazing
was
to see.
there was Todd Simmons who just signed with the Renegades
Yep.
a couple months ago. He was a
hmm
camp invite
For
for
Bama, then he got
Alabama. Yeah.
traded, and then he got picked up.
Yeah.
Calvin Ashley did too. Calvin did.
Yeah.
Calvin who?
So
Calvin Ashley.
Uh,
He was on
oh
Tampa
yeah,
Bay.
yeah,
He was on
yeah,
Tampa
yeah,
Bay,
yeah.
and then he got
Yeah, I know.
yeah, so
Yeah, I know
I
who that
love
is.
that. I love everything that they're trying to build. Like you see the vision. I just hope and praise that it stays together and we're able to
Hmm.
make it through year one. We make it through year one, and year two comes
Hmm.
along. I think they might be really cooking with something.
yeah.
You know, I would prefer that we start off with 10 teams rather than 7, but I'm not running
Well,
nothing.
so that's the thing, right? Okay, y'all can still hear me. Yeah.
Yeah,
So the
cut it
crazy
out.
thing about it that I know about at least because I actually spoke to the director on a few different occasions. Essentially, what he said is that each team is running their own ship.
hmm
Right, the IFA is not helping them with nothing.
Yeah,
Sponsorships. I mean, of course, they helping them with just like standard stuff, but like sponsorships, jerseys, all that. Like the team has to have their own money in place just for them to even be in the league, right?
right.
Because I mean, I'm sure y'all have seen all the other teams that used to be a part of it, right? There was a team
Portland.
in
Yeah, yeah.
Portland, right?
Portland.
There
No,
was
not even that. I'm from Portland. I used to live there. I'm living. As you check my story, I'm in
I
North
love
Dakota
Oregon.
now. Anyways, I was so excited. I actually was trying to get a job there, like to work for them.
mm-hmm.
I
I
was
was trying
think
to
like
get out there.
I was looking out there. I was like, man, this looks like And I saw they folded. I was like, shocker, but
Yeah,
some things just don't work out.
hmm
it was crazy. But look, there was also the Vegas Kings. There was
Hmm.
also what was the team in Mexico? The Sharks. Um,
Cancun,
Yeah,
Cancun.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there was another team, and there was
Louisiana.
oh,
No,
I
not
didn't know
Louisiana.
about.
The Gulf Coast. Something Tarpons. Gulf Coast
yeah.
Tarpons or something like that.
I didn't even hear about that team, but they had
hmm
Guadalajara. They had,
Yep.
it was a lot of teams that they had, right? But the reason why they kicked them is because they didn't have their money in order, right?
Oh.
Yeah, that was the whole reason why they kicked all of these different teams because
I
they
don't
didn't
think
have
Yeah,
they
their
want to
yeah,
money
risk
in
it. I
order.
don't think they want to risk it.
Nah.
yeah.
Yeah, it was
And
smart to do that.
no, smart. Yeah,
Hmm.
not even that. They just said they were removed without any discussion, and I was like, whoa. So that's all I saw. I was like, whoa,
Yeah,
that's interesting.
I do love the fact that they introduced that Ohio team though, because that
Yeah.
No,
market
yeah,
is
Right,
crazy.
it is
right.
crazy. No,
I wish they
the
would have
deal
done
is,
that at the Hall of Fame field though.
well, nothing has come out yet. Nothing yet.
As far as
But
know where they're playing, they just released their first workout date though for the
yeah, no, yeah.
24th.
I've been actually sending that to players, being like, hey, go here. Like, you guys need to play here.
Same, literally the guys that I went to school with.
Mhm.
For the ones that I know that are still interested in pursuing a career, I sent it to them. Yo, show up. Just show up. Don't no ask me no questions. Just show up, bro. That's
Yeah,
all
I
you
already
got to
sent
do.
that to four separate players who are free agents, and I'm like, hey, come play here. I was like, just show up for the tryout. After that, go to some indoor tryout. You can make some good money there,
hmm
and it's up to them now. It's not up to me. If
Facts.
it's definitely not up to me. I don't really care if they
Facts.
make it or not. I already. But the deal is, I was kind of surprised. I was, I was working, so I work a full job. I check I open up Instagram, and one of my friends sends me like, "Hey, look at this," and I was like, "Why? Like, like why now? Why did they wait till now?" Add some words. I said, this league's not." I said stuff like, "This is why this league's not gonna work out." But then I waited it off a bit, and I think it might be great. I think it would be a good idea, but
hmm
it's also a great market. If they could at least draw on 5,000 people a game, they'll be just fine.
Ohio definitely has that
Absolutely.
potential.
Yeah, because I remember back when 2020 sorry 2023 when they had the Pittsburgh Maulers and the New Jersey Generals play there.
hmm
They
Hmm.
had people in this like they had people in the crowd.
Ohio
They
was
had a lot of
actually
people.
one of the cities that the XFL before they merged was looking to put a team there.
Yeah, there and Portland. Uh,
Funny.
they were looking to put Vegas. They were looking to put Vegas in Portland, and then they had to fold because with the XFL, they actually their first year generated negative $60 million.
Yeah, they lost a lot of money.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So that's why that's what people say. Oh, the USFL is better than the XFL is better than USFL. I was like, well, the USFL saved the XFL in some ways. That's why with the UFL's first season they couldn't generate any revenue was
Hmm.
because of that negative $60 million from the XFL.
Yeah.
It's sad. It's really, but it's poor business.
Very
All
much.
right.
Anyways, uh, what I see out of this league, if you need to get film out there, you your start of the career wasn't good. You need film, or you're just not even that talented. You need more reps. This is a league to come play.
Facts.
I feel like I already talked with a lot of the players about this, and they're like, "Oh, what are your thoughts?" And I was like, "I don't think it's a great idea for a league, but I was like, if you don't have anywhere else to play, come play here for $400 a game. You have 8 games, that's $2,800, or yeah, you have like 8 games, it's like $3,200 a season. Plus, there's gonna be a lot of under the table work.
Hmm.
But Niels, I wish the teams on social media would do more.
Same.
Do more.
Like,
Even the league as well. That's why I started running this whole page was because I was like, they're not doing anything. I'm just gonna do it.
I
And then I was like, oh, let's have an idea. Let's start interviewing people. So then I was like, let's start with the backfield. I got a few running backs, but they're not doing a good job, and it frustrates me. It really does. But it's
I
also they're also like 6 months away from kickoff, so that's the other
Right.
deal.
Right.
They'll be putting more soon. But
I love how the Beavers are running their social media page.
Definitely.
And I literally have almost daily conversations with my girl about like the other teams. And I'm just like, yo, I just wish everybody else would be on that same type of timing where it's like just post what you're doing, your progress. You don't gotta go too in depth about certain things,
mhm,
but like I like how everybody's starting to do the edits for when they sign
Hmm.
players. Love that. Absolutely love it instead of just
that's
making a random post.
mhm.
But yeah, I wish, like you said, the main page for the IFA, I wish they did a little bit more when it came to promoting stuff. But I honestly feel like once we get a little closer to
The
draft
season, yeah.
time,
The
I
draft. Oh
think I
yeah, the
think it
draft.
might start picking up more. Like two of the teams got their social media pages up and running recently, whereas the
Yeah.
last
Right.
like 6 months they've been like dead silent.
Ghost. Yeah.
Yeah, but as I have heard from one of the receivers on your team,
Hmm.
there's a lot of. Well, he was actually just traded to the team. I can't reveal who yet, but uh, he said there's a lot behind the tables that
Yeah.
we're not supposed to even know about. And
Hmm.
if they're not gonna put it out on social media, that's fine. But at least put the camp invite. Like who's going to camp? I need to know who's going to camp.
Feel like we got a
Baltimore's.
shit ton of people going to camp. Like
Well, yeah. Well, 90
I was
people.
about to
It's a 90.
say.
It's
I
90
feel,
man.
I
Yeah.
feel like we
Well, you know what's
200 deep
crazy?
right now.
Nah, it's not 200. Because the one thing that I do know is that they have their active roster and then they have their practice
Practice
players.
score.
But
Yeah.
then they have
Yeah.
those practice players. They typically know who those practice players are before we even get to camp.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Inactive players. The reserve
Hmm.
players.
Right, reserve. Yeah. So,
Hmm.
I mean, I know last time we were in a meeting, I think he said as of right now we have like 110 coming into camp. Right.
I believe it. Oh,
Whoa.
I do you one better. When the first workout that we went to, Coach said, bro, they about to send like 60 people home first day of camp, first official day of
Yeah.
camp.
Right,
He's
right,
sending
right, right.
people home.
And what's crazy,
I
first
know.
day of
I
camp,
heard.
we not even go ahead.
I already heard that they already released players.
Oh,
Some
they
players are
are.
already released.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
they
Yeah.
already released some. They released some
Hmm.
like
yeah,
the last workout.
yeah,
And I
yeah.
won't be
Some players
surprised
already
if they
been cut.
social media is the cause of it too.
Hmm.
Some guys ain't
Oh
smart with
yeah,
what they be
social media.
posting.
Yeah, they just released somebody else. Yup, they did.
Wait. Who did they release?
We don't.
I'm not sure if we can speak on
Yeah,
that.
I don't,
Okay,
I don't think.
that's interesting. Because I don't know. Maybe you guys could tell me later. But
He said me.
yeah, no, no. Tell me later. No, because I do want to know because they're even getting on me like, hey, let us know. So I DM them like, all right, is this player? Because I make the post, I send them the post like, is this player on your camp?
Hmm.
And they don't say anything, so I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna post it anyways. I gotta let me know. Like, there's let our recruiters know. I'm like, anyway, Baltimore sent me a list of players they have on their camp. So like, okay, well, thank you for that. But
Right.
I like that
no,
Baltimore team. They filled out with a lot of UFL players. I ain't gonna lie. They trying to be
UFL
Chicos over there.
Bryce Allen. I just told
I just
Vance
looked them
Bennett.
up.
Bryce
Yeah.
Allen.
Yeah, Bryce, right? That's the running back
Yeah.
from what's his name?
San Antonio, Orlando,
Yeah.
Houston. He played for all
Hmm.
three of those teams.
He was
He's
signed
a
to the same
baller.
agency as me.
He is a baller.
Yeah, he is a
Oh
Yeah,
man.
baller.
he's a dog.
Uh, no, their head coach Eric Marty was coaching the offensive coordinator of the Michigan Panthers.
Hmm.
If anyone's curious, they played 4 quarterbacks last year and made the playoffs.
Yeah.
He's a great OC. Good with the run game. So Aline and now they also have some original because they're in the GDFL, the Gridiron Developmental Football League,
Hmm.
Hmm.
which I don't wanna mention that at all. One team did DM me saying, "Hey, we're interested in joining your league," and I was like, "You're telling the wrong guy." I was like,
Right,
"Why are
right,
you
right.
why are you telling me you want to join this league?" Uh, I made that post saying like, cause I was from whatever. I asked them, they said nothing, cause I'm pretty sure like, oh, maybe they're gonna get 8 teams in the league, and they didn't. And I was like,
I
okay,
thought that maybe
whatever.
they might have added one more team, especially after they
Yeah, yeah.
released the Ohio team, and then they made a post saying, reach out to us if you're interested in joining the league.
No,
I'm like, oh,
Right.
they
no,
finna
I
add
feel
more
like they
teams.
probably could because before they added Ohio, they released their schedule. If you didn't
Right.
keep the show, I'm like, this could happen again. So I
Hmm.
was gonna make the schedule post, but I'm not gonna post schedules until I know 100% because they
That
could
is no
add more
more.
Right.
Yeah,
teams.
I mean, you never
Yeah,
really know because at one point they had 10 teams at one time.
they had 10
yeah.
teams.
And I feel like Portland could make a comeback. Probably not because Portland's a really bad market. It's a really the
Portland, I feel like
it's a
Portland would need a lot of money because that they
it's a
on the other
real
side of the map
it's
as
a
far as
really bad
travel.
market. No, not even that. You're
Well, when
reckoning in
y'all had
like
the XFL team over there, when y'all had the Seattle,
oh Seattle,
yeah,
Seattle. That was
they had a
just a
great market.
that's Seattle. That's not
That's Seattle.
Portland.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's not
And
Portland.
and not
I
even and not
guess.
even that like when they did the XFL in 2023 with Seattle, they did everything wrong. They put a game at like a Thursday night at like 6:30, and like it's a Thursday night at home, and then they had another Friday night, and I was like, it just didn't work out.
Mm.
But what was I gonna say? Portland's racking like 1,500 people a game. It's not good. It's not good. That's not a good market.
Mm.
Yeah,
I don't
shoot.
know why they think it'd be a good idea.
One thing
I
I know
really
about
want to. I really
one
want to
thing
know
I
what
know
happened to
about
the Vegas team
Oh,
because
yeah,
they
you
were
want to
like
talk about?
they were like the front runners.
I'm gonna say one of
You
the
know?
Vegas team
Oh,
the
too.
Vegas
Yeah, the
Kings.
Vegas Kings.
oh man, where are they gonna play at?
Vegas?
Yeah,
Well, the
what
crazy thing
stadium?
is that they
What stadium?
apparently they had been a team for a while.
Yeah,
I'm
they
not
were
sure
Oh
what
arena
yeah, oh
league
yeah.
team.
they're in.
Yeah, they
Actually,
were arena team.
there was
Hmm.
something about them joining the AF1 recently.
Right. Hmm.
So, but I'm saying if they're playing outdoors, where are they gonna play at? There's no stadium.
Bishop,
With
you better go to Bishop
Yeah.
Bormanfield or something.
No, honestly, that's
Or
really
some
not
of
a
the
bad
whatever
idea.
team down there in Nevada.
there's Cashman Field, if any of you know who Cashman
Hey, I
is.
mean, because think about it. Tampa's using a big high school field.
Yeah, but the deal is like I don't know if actually maybe, but the deal is that feels actually nice. It's actually
That
really
field
nice.
is nice. Yeah, I've seen it. It is nice.
Dallas is also using high school team as well, high school stadium as
Dallas,
well.
I'm Dallas. You can get away with anything in
I
Texas.
was about to say,
Them
you're in Texas now.
them
Them
damn
stadiums are
stadiums.
different.
Dude, those stadiums are actually one of the stadiums that because I used to live in Texas as well. One of those stadiums was
Mhm.
they hosted the UFL teams for
Yeah.
training
Yeah,
camp,
yeah.
Hmm.
and not
You
even
can get
that
away
like
with that.
what's it called? I was showing my younger brother. I was like, you know this stadium? I was like, you used to drive by this. I told him where, and he was like, that's where they're at. And I was like, yeah. And he's like, whoa. His mind goes a little crazy, but it's crazy. It's crazy how how you can get away with that in Texas, because they have two Texas teams, right? Like
Dallas and
I think
San Antonio.
yeah,
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 San
Dallas and
Antonio.
San
Yeah,
Antonio. Yeah.
San Antonio's playing at Incarnate Word Stadium, and it's a
Yeah.
good market. It's a
I
really
thought
nice
so.
stadium.
yeah. That it's
So
gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun, dog. I see us being one of the better teams in the league.
Yep.
It's I think we're gonna have our hands full with Baltimore and San Antonio.
mhm.
Hey, I don't
Just
know.
based
Hey,
off the
we
guys.
got a crazy defense.
Oh,
I
for
don't know if
sure,
y'all are Pete. We have a crazy
for
defense, yo.
sure.
And then offensively, like we have a crazy
Mhm.
offense
Yo,
too.
you talk
Like
about the play
Uh-huh.
calling, Coach CJ on one.
The only one, yeah.
no,
Yo,
yeah.
I can't wait.
He,
I can't wait, bro.
he
Mhm.
has one of the best schemes I've ever seen. You
Facts.
know,
Out of
like
all the coaches I've ever had, OC wise, he's definitely at the top. And all I got was a glimpse of like how he chooses to run certain things, and it was just like, yo,
Mm.
damn.
That's interesting. That's interesting. I don't know. I mean, I personally, actually, I scrolled through the whole Beaver social media. I couldn't find anything about a coach.
Yeah,
Not a
they're
single
keeping a
thing.
lot of
doing
things
that.
on locks. Yeah,
They're
as
purposely
far
Like,
as
doing
like
that
I
is
haven't
that's
found
concerned.
anything on the coach. But I mean,
Hey, Ralph, I
ah,
have a question though. Do you think so? I know we're having mini camp in February,
hmm.
but will everybody else have mini
Well, the
camp?
league said every team starts minicamp in February.
But every team's not coming to Alabama to do
Yeah,
their stuff.
yeah,
No,
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 not Alabama.
Okay,
I haven't heard anything about that. All I heard is Beavers in Alabama.
okay,
Maybe every team might be because why would they rent out that entire hotel?
oh, they
that
rented out
too.
the
But
entire hotel.
it seems like everything is coming through Alabama. The draft,
Hmm. But the
uh,
deal is,
like you know, so that's something I've been wondering
uh,
too because I know we've been we got our mini camp date set and they've been
mhm.
promoting it, but no other team has said anything
Other
about their own thing.
No, actually, I know somebody who's about to be in the draft. He's an arena player entering the draft. Excited for him. He said that his sources want him to play for Alabama, and I was like, they're looking set right now. I don't know why he'd want to play in Alabama, but I mean, we have to wait and see because there's what's his name? Clarence Taylor, I think that's what his name is.
Hmm.
He played in the Arena League, the TAL last year. He's a baller. He looks really good actually. He looks great. But I mean, time will have to tell. I heard they just traded somebody,
I love
and
that
I'm
they're
pretty
doing
sure.
trades. It
Yeah, and
adds legitimacy.
I will. I'm not gonna hint because I'd say what team, what position. I was like, I can't actually say that. I don't know the trade details though. All I know is that he got traded to Alabama.
I think
Um,
it's nothing that like you can really do besides
just wait.
just the
Yeah.
player like just a like an even swap or just send them.
Hmm.
But I
Well, no,
really
they might
love
be
that they're doing
trading.
that.
Actually, they might be trading a pick though. You could that they could be
You're
trading a
right.
pick.
Mm.
You're right. You're right. I'm curious to see what actual international players they're gonna bring over for the draft since they're drafting those
Yeah, that's
players
true.
first,
That's
and
like,
then they're
well,
doing the states.
dual citizens, because people who play out in Europe in the
Hmm.
ELF or in the GFL.
Mm.
Hmm.
That was my first thought because there are a handful of guys who are like so good playing over there that
Hmm.
they could, and then they have those international like citizenships. Just
Yeah.
bring them over to the U.S. I don't know if you guys know, actually probably do. Levi Lewis, he was a pretty small name coming out of the draft in 2022, but he was just over in Barcelona
Hmm.
playing with the
Mm.
Dragons, and he could be added to the draft pool.
Okay.
And that
I hope a
because
player gets it was a quarterback for Mount Union, D'Angelo. I went to high school with him too, and I can't remember his last name, but he's over there in Germany playing ball.
Oh,
When
he's
they released
snapping. I
the
know exactly what you're talking about.
Ohio team, I tagged him under the comments. So I really hope he gets in because him going back to Ohio after having that Mount Union fan base, I think he would do wonderful there, honestly. And as a quarterback, he's a dog. But with between going to the
He won
small
Offensive
school and
Player of the
COVID.
Year, didn't he? He won Offensive
Hmm.
Player of the Year back in 2023.
Yep, between COVID and just coming out of a small school, he kind of got the shit into the stick. But he was talking to some NFL teams. He posted some great numbers coming out of school, and then of course he beat up on us every year that we played against him. But
that's interesting.
I really hope he's one
That's
of those
funny.
players that come from overseas and gets back into
Mhm.
the states.
Yeah, probably. I mean, Canada could be a pretty big one as well. To play in Canada, and they could get Canadian players as well. But I'm not sure Canadian players gonna be like, I'm getting paid 70,000 a month to play here.
Canadian
I don't
football
know.
players are
Right,
eating.
right, right. I was just
I
about to say like,
like I don't know why they'd want to come play in here.
Canadian football players are eating.
They are no, not even that. Nathan Rourke, I looked at his contract. He signed mid-season. He's gonna make $234,000 by the end of the season. It's crazy numbers. He
Man,
was, and he's the backup on that team that just got eliminated, the BC Lions, and it's
eliminate. Oh yeah, they should be playoff time, right?
yeah, it's playoff time. I haven't really been keeping up with this year.
I know they
It's a
start
lot going on.
super early.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, I know. It's annoying. It's annoying. It's annoying because it comes with the NFL, and I'm like, come on, I can't keep up with both leagues. You know.
Hmm.
I know that Joe Burrow's dad played in Canada, and I saw that the Alouettes won last year.
Hmm.
Something to do with, and Joe Burrow had something to do with it, and I was like, okay, cool.
I was keeping up with it for a little bit the
Uh
last 2 seasons because my one of my guys that I went to high school with, Greg McCrae, he was playing up there
okay.
for the blue team. Not the is
Oh,
it the Argonauts
the
or
Argonauts are the only blue team
is
I
it?
can think of. Yeah,
Toronto.
Yeah.
yeah,
So
Toronto
yeah,
Argonauts. Yeah.
I think no Winnipeg.
Oh,
He
the
was on
Winnipeg
Winnipeg.
Blue
he was on
Bombers. The
Winnipeg.
Winnipeg.
Yeah. He was up there eating. So that
I
was
was.
like the only reason I was really keeping up with it. Honestly, I like it. They start so damn early. And the season's so long.
I know. It's so annoying. But the deal is just I feel like it's safe for football, to be honest. I really do feel like that. There's more air raid and the field's spread out.
Playing on that field is different. I had an
It
opportunity to
is
do that
different,
my
yeah.
junior year. We went up there and played against some semi-pro or some development team up there that was actually
Oh,
trying to get looks for NFL and used us. Can't even say they used us because we went up there and beat them 27-7, and that gave us the most false confidence in the world because I thought heading into that next season, boy, that we was going to smoke our competition. We won one game, but that's neither here nor there.
no, actually, when I was doing like some more like teams or locations for another IFA, team, there are a lot of those like minor league teams in Canada that can join.
Hmm.
Probably won't, but they probably can. I can't even with those leagues. I can't with those leagues. Anyways, anybody got anything else to say? Any like look at this or whatever?
Vance, you was about to say something. We was talking about. I think we was talking about like the pay or something earlier. You was about to say something
Uh,
earlier. You was about to say something, but you didn't get to finish it. I was
uh,
I was trying to figure out what you was gonna say.
me?
No,
I don't
Vance.
remember.
Vance is
Oh,
like,
Vance.
uh, I remember that, but I forgot what I was saying.
Mhm,
I forgot what I was saying.
right.
mhm.
So what do y'all think about? I'm still trying to understand like how does the 53 man work to the 90? Because I'm new to this, right? Because I'm only
Mhm.
21. I just got out of college last year. I'm still trying to understand it. Like, what's the difference, right?
The difference, because there's 90.
uh,
The deal is, I don't think they're keeping 90 players
They're
total. Because
not.
I think,
Yeah.
yeah, because they're gonna go to like 53, keep 40 active, and then 13 on practice squad slash
Right.
reserve.
right.
And then there'll be an injury roster, so they'll probably have a call or something. I don't know. So someone gets injured and like, oh well, we need to put this guy in the IR and bring
Hmm.
you in. My deal is like, be expendable, because let's say you could also play linebacker as a fullback,
Yeah.
or you
Yeah.
can just pass brush splits or whatever. Be expendable because they'll add you to the practice squad. You could just work with them. That's why Scott Hansen. I don't know if you guys know who Scott Hansen is.
I've heard the name.
He's the host of NFL Red Zone. He was a
Okay.
walk on. He was a walk on long snapper at Syracuse. I found some this morning. He was a walk on long snapper at Syracuse. The only reason they kept him on was because he can long snap. And he
Yeah.
said he put on some weight. He got faster, and he played scout team running back and scout team receiver and corner, all in
Hmm.
one. So my biggest deal is be expendable. Cause say you could pass blitz and and you can play fullback, and you can even take snaps out of the backfield. You can even play tight end. Teams will keep you around because they're like, oh, you can be on the scout team. Oh, this guy's inactive last second. Come in. You're just gonna be in rotation, get a few snaps. But that's like the biggest way. And then arena teams will see that because I know people who played rugby who had no football experience. They come in and they play arena ball. They're like in middle rotation and they're making plays. They're
Hmm.
tackling guys. I've
Yeah.
seen that happen. So, and not even that. You could arena. You might probably make more in the AF1 than you would in. Actually, it probably might be the same to be honest. But as one receiver told me, he said, "I just want to play 11 and 11 outdoor football. That's not a joke." And I'm like, I see that. I feel that.
Not
My deal
upset
is
with that answer.
so Baltimore. So Baltimore comes out of the GDFL, the Gridiron Developmental Football League,
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
and they they come out here, and at first I'm looking through social media. I'm like, I don't like the social media. I know actually I've been doing better. I said I know I could do better, but actually I've been doing better. Uh, I see that, but then I start seeing the players they sign, and I'm like, these guys are like, what the heck are they like? What are they? Who? No, who's recruiting them? I'm saying who are they recruiting? There's no way these people are like, oh yeah, this Baltimore team, they have this great social media. I want to go play for them. No, I don't think that. I think that's like Eric Marty's a really big name. They're
Oh, for
like
sure.
Mm-hmm.
he's
Oh,
recruiting people, and they're getting a really good roster. They're
for
looking
sure.
good for the camp on the 21st, 22nd. They're looking good. Uh, Dallas, they bring in who did I forget who they bring in? What's it? Hal Mume. They bring him in. You know, he's a pretty big spring football guy. Coached in uh, Arlington back in or Dallas, where the Renegades back in like 20 something.
Hmm.
And then he comes in. He's coaching, and he looks like he's bringing himself a good team. Art Briles is a pretty big hated guy. He's coaching in Dallas, and they got I can't say whose name they have verbally commit. I can't say whose name yet because it's just a verbal commit, and there's
Hmm.
nothing like totally serious. But they got him in there for now. He's a quarterback. He's really big arena name. When you see the name, you're gonna be like, whoa.
Hmm.
But I gotta keep him a little low key for now.
Hmm.
But that's all I know for Dallas. Dallas has been so quiet. Like they literally just got their
Dallas,
social
yeah.
media up. They're so quiet. I don't have anything
Mm-hmm.
Dallas
on
was
Dallas at all.
promoting a lot of the stuff on Facebook for a while before they went over to IG.
But the deal is like there's not like on the main. You know they'll post some camp invite transactions, some camp transactions. You know who they let go, who they kept. They haven't. There's nothing with Dallas. Like I know there's some San Antonio stuff. I
Hmm.
know a little bit. There's nothing with Dallas. It's kind of I know there's stuff going on in Tampa Bay. They got Cozy Perry, who is a pretty big Miami name. Uh, they got apparently they got him, and then Alabama texted me like, "Hey, I don't know 100% on this," and I was like, "Okay, So I just took it down. I was like, I don't know for now, but good old Alabama. No, I think Alabama's doing a really good job. I'm excited to go see them to go see the stadium and to go see you guys play. You know, I'm excited for that.
Super excited. Can't wait.
Yep.
Like February is like it's coming fast, but then it's like it'll have months and days where everything just slowly creep by, and it's like, damn.
Yeah.
No, I feel that. I
Yeah.
feel that. No, I feel that. I'm excited. I'm really excited. I used to say I used to live down around Dallas. I'm gonna go to a few Dallas games maybe. Be visiting up there, and then I want to go to Baltimore. I want to go check out Morgan University. You
I
know.
think isn't
Yeah.
I think we have an away game at Baltimore. Our first time we
Ooh.
played them is away, right?
Oh, that.
I
Oh,
gotta
you know
double
what?
check our schedule.
I
I
believe
hope
so.
so. I hope so. I got family up there.
Yeah, I would love to go to
Oh.
Baltimore.
Yeah,
That
I
and I
think it
think
might.
and then we go to Ohio too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no. I was planning on going to Ohio, so I don't want to go to Florida. That's too far away, man. I'm not gonna go to Florida. I'm not. There's no thought of going to Florida. But
Yeah,
anyways,
dog. Can't wait,
now
man.
now here's my last question. I'm gonna ask. What's you guys' practice routine look like? Whenever you guys get up and train, like how often is that?
I would say mine. Like I was saying, like individually, or
Mhm.
mine's is like I have two trainers. I have a strength trainer and I have a trainer for my footwork, hands, and all that
Mhm.
kind of stuff. So recently I just did it back to back, and tonight I'm gonna go do my strength training and stuff like that. So
Oh, that.
I would do my strength training say like a Tuesday, and then I'll do my footwork and stuff and like hands and stuff that next morning on like a Wednesday, and then
Oh, that.
uh, I'll probably rest that next day and then
Mm.
get back at it because I'd feel
Mhm.
like because of course I'm not the only fullback on the minicamp roster, right? Of course, right?
Mhm.
So it's like, dang, I feel like somebody getting better than me. I
Mhm.
have to go do it again. You know what I'm saying? But it's like they tell me like rest is important, and I gotta respect that. I gotta understand that. But
I mean,
it still feel
I
like
think
that
that's a lie.
that I don't know what to say. It's like that feeling inside you, like you just like, gotta keep going. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, that's mine right there. Yeah.
All right, that's fair. That's fair. Every day. But the deal's even a lot. One thing I did how that I should say I put a lot of my younger brother is a lot of mental, like a lot. He's watching
Yes.
a lot. I've shown him so much film, and the fact that his mind is just like, oh, he runs X Y Z. He's got the slant. This is where he's looking, and I'm just like, okay, he's learning it, and he's drawing stuff up, and I was like, okay, he's learning. But I feel like film is something to really good to watch.
Yeah, film, definitely. That's what
Film.
Coach
Some people
Pellis said,
take
that
for granted.
mental film right there.
Hmm.
For
Definitely.
sure. I mean, it's a similar schedule for me. So like,
Hmm.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I still work full time. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And typically my
You,
schedule
you have
is
to.
10 a.m. to 8 p.m. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? So typically what I'll do is I wake up early in the morning. I wake up around 5 or 6. I'll go to the gym. I'll do that. I have my different splits and everything. I'm a big power lifter though. So Olympic lifting, powerlifting, that's a lot what I like to do. Me and my homeboy Marquise McLean, he's right now he's signed to the Sharks and he just signed with Toronto as well. But he played in the USFL. He played for it wasn't the Showboats. I can't.
The Memphis Showboats, the
No,
Bandits,
no, no.
Tampa Bay
The
Bandits.
Breakers. He played for the
The
Breakers.
oh, the Breakers.
Yeah,
Wait, what's
yeah,
his name
yeah.
again?
Marquise McLean.
Ah, no, I've heard of him.
Yeah, I mean, so
I was like,
he played at Auburn and then he went over to Southern University and then
mm,
he was signed to the Jets for a little bit before he got released and then he got signed by the Breakers. But yeah, and
that's
I
how it
trained with
goes.
him. Yeah, I trained with him. He's a receiver, like big athlete. You know what I'm saying? So I
Mm,
mean, he takes me through his footwork drills and everything like that. And we'll train together. Then beyond that, I mean, like you said, it's really just mental reps.
mm,
There's a lot of information that we have. There's a lot of information that we don't have. But at the same time, with the info that I do have, I just try to go over those things and just keep it on my mental. Because come February, they're gonna expect us to know it. They're not gonna
mm,
they're not gonna want any excuses. They're gonna say, hey, listen, y'all had 4 months to learn this. What were you
mm.
doing in
Hmm.
that time? You know what I'm
Or
saying? So
yeah, or even that. Like, let's say they say, oh, line up at corner. We want to see you at corner. And you're not ready
mm,
for corner. Because, like, let's say I said be expendable, and you have a small history in playing corner. Like, oh, we want to see you at corner. And they're not expecting great, they're not expecting good, but they're expecting just enough, you know.
right. No,
But
for sure, for sure. And I mean,
so,
talking to the coaches, they already told me they're like, hey, listen, like we looked at your film. We're gonna have you at slot. We're gonna have you at running back. We're gonna have you at F back. We're gonna have you everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, so and that's why the mental part for me is extremely important
Yeah,
because it's not like I just have to know one position.
one thing.
I gotta know 4 different positions. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? So it's just one of them things. So
hmm, yeah.
Got you. So training schedule wise, before I'm say before like maybe 2 3 months ago, was I would probably have an early morning speed session with my speed coach, and then from there we would go into the weight room, and we had our different splits. I was mainly focusing on well, a little bit of everything, honestly. Outside, just movements, just trying to move better, cut better. Because oftentimes we like kind of being as fast as I am, I kind of lose control when I'm running. So I
Hmm.
want to work more on being under control, especially when I'm making cuts in the open field. I think that's one of my biggest issues
Hmm.
that has always plagued me as a just as that type of running back. Um, but the last like 2 months, I've honestly been down dealing with something kind of a little bit serious health wise. But
Hmm.
I'm getting over the hill with it. I don't necessarily want to disclose it right now, depending on where this interview is going to be posted.
Just
Uh,
YouTube.
okay,
But
got you. Yeah,
I
I
mean,
will.
I mean, I'm gonna make up a few clips because like I need people to see this.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
for now, like just YouTube for now.
Okay, got you. Yeah, some a little. It's definitely a little serious. But just want to until I'm over that 100%. I think I probably be down. Well, just taking things slow rather with my
Hmm.
training, just easing
Also,
back into everything. I honestly just got the okay from the doctors to start back up, probably like 2 3 weeks
that's good.
ago. So
Hmm.
I'm back in the gym, just trying to get my legs under me and everything, get my wind back in preparation for February. So that's really like my target goal is to make sure that I'm back to my regular self by February, and then
Hmm.
come April, May, it's full go. It's full go.
Yeah, it's full
No,
go. You got it.
yeah, all gas, no brakes
Yeah,
for
you gotta
Dom.
do
But
it, man.
training, you mentioned resting. You gotta rest, bro. I understand that feeling, but it's either you rest when you get a chance to, or your body gonna make you.
That
And
That's
part.
it.
when
No,
that happens, it's like ain't nothing else you can do.
that's crazy because I played soccer and I never took a rest day. I never got injured. Nothing. I never took a rest day. And I was like, no, I'm gonna not go 100, but I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna go 100 every day. But I'm gonna
Mm.
take some days lighter than others. But I
That's
never.
the difference
And it
with
start
I,
off
I
something
with
with
football.
so small, and it just
yeah.
blows up into like, all right, sit your ass down.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because like I
yeah,
never took a rest day, but I never also took every day 100, so that's probably the difference. But
yeah, yeah.
so, anyways, this was a good interview. I feel like I got a lot more out of this than I would have known if I didn't. And I feel like for people who are gonna watch, which I doubt that there are going to be a lot of people that watch this, but I'll put clips up on social media. People will see this, but they're gonna learn more. They're gonna learn like they yeah, it does say minor league, but it's also professional football. They didn't realize how I'd say this 0.002% of collegiate athletes play in the NFL. Out
Hmm.
of that, out of that extra like 0.001% make the UFO, and an extra 0.01 0.5 make indoor football. Not and look at this next stat, an extra 0.0 5 are gonna make the IFA. You're not like these aren't average athletes. So the average guy who's sitting on his couch saying, "I can make that throw. I can make that." Cannot. They can't do this.
Nope.
Right.
I don't think people realize that, and it's annoying. It's really annoying. It really sucks. And the amount of people I hear say these are bums playing, and I'm like, you could never. And I tell them straight to their face, like, you could never play. You could train every day for the next 5 years, and you couldn't even be close to these people.
So I'll
Facts.
put it
And
like this, right? And they've mentioned this, right, at different workouts, meetings, whatever. But the way that they're trying to put it is NFL, CFL, XFL, UFL, IFA,
Hmm.
right? That's how they're planning on putting it.
mhm.
And the thing is like all these different teams and leagues, they know about the IFA already. I
Yeah.
mean, going to
Oh
my
yeah.
workout that I went to a month ago in Texas. I mean, I talked to the Toronto coach. I talked to the what was it?
Come
It
on.
was the one of the Texas teams in the XFL. But I asked them about the IFA. They all knew about it, and they all said that if it goes well, they're going to be recruiting out of there. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Also,
like,
no, I was just gonna say I've heard that there will be scouts in Alabama.
Hmm.
Opening game. I've heard some. I've heard rumor. No, I don't think there's NFL scouts there yet. Yeah, I mean there are NFL scouts at UFL, USFL, XFL games, and a lot of players sign. I don't think that the IFA will be a direct to the NFL, but it'll be a stepping stone.
For sure.
right? Yeah, yeah. I was
You
about to
do
say
well
with,
enough,
with, with
fair
that.
call.
Right, right, and that's the thing, right? Like we can't confirm nor deny scouts. I don't think we're supposed to be talking about that. But yeah, at the end of the day, like this is still professional ball. Everybody who's
Mhm.
going out here is going out with the intent of making it further. And all the
Hmm.
coaches, all the teams, everybody knows that, right? So at the end of the day, I mean, everybody's looking for that opportunity. They got and think about it. You got guys who are coming from, XFL, UFL, coming back down to the IFA. These guys are
Hmm.
there's probably a reason they came back down. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? They're still looking for an opportunity, just like everybody else is looking for an opportunity. And I believe
Mhm.
that this is what this league is going to present for everybody out there, right? Giving them that stepping stone, giving them the opportunity that they need. And shoot, it's going to be good ball regardless. It's going to be
Mhm.
athletes
Facts.
Oh
out there
yeah.
regardless.
I
Facts.
So,
want to. I want to see is I want to see just some air. Like I want to see plays that you say, okay, nobody can make that. I want to see
hmm
those kind of plays. I see those with every other league. I want to see it with this league.
and look, I done been to two workouts already with the Beavers, right? And I've already seen some things. You know what I'm saying? Like I've made plays myself, but I've seen some plays being made out there that you just look at and you just be like, wow, like I didn't think I would ever see that out here. Like, no, these
And
guys are making big time NFL type plays. You know what I'm saying? Like
hmm.
everybody's looking for that opportunity, so everybody's gonna do everything that they can to make it.
Yep.
Mhm. I was gonna say the one thing with the IFAs. It's the IFA, all the other leagues, but the IFA. But there's no like stepping stone. It's equal with there are some leagues I will name, but they're equal with the IFL, the AF1, NAL, and like some other like ELF league.
Well, I
I
guess
will
the
say they're equal. They have to compete with the same talent.
Yeah.
correct,
It's
correct. I will say that, but there isn't still a big difference of outdoor versus
oh
indoor.
yeah, oh yeah, oh there's a huge
I
difference. Yeah,
mean,
but I mean,
like I believe that even looking at like, because don't get me wrong, you got the UFL and XFL that recruit directly out of the IFL, right? And then you got the other leagues where they recruit out of those leagues as well. But at the end of the day, you can't compare indoor to outdoor.
oh yeah, no, I'm saying like talent wise or like where they're gonna have to compete with right now.
Oh, sure.
It's the truth. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying
Yeah,
it's
Mhm.
yeah, yeah.
equal. Oh yeah, the IFL is equal. No, it's 20 people on like those teams have like 30 people on their roster. Not even 30. They can't compete
Yeah.
with these other teams. No, that's their competition. And I like how they say that they're not competing with the UFO because they know they can. And and they're saying that right now, and
Yeah.
it's
Don't open that door.
yeah, I like that. Well, that's why the XFL, lost $60 million because they went head to head with the USFL, and the USFL
Mhm.
was like, fine, they lost $60 million.
Mm-hmm.
But
Shoot.
also another thing is those people in the UFL, 80% of the league is day two picks, people who should be day two,
Mhm.
and then the extra 10 is people who okay, well they need a shot, and they're working hard for it, and the rest are people who like were just forming the NFL and they're like let's toss them on. Well,
Right.
I don't actually. I can name a few. There's Martavius Bryant. He did not deserve the XFL back in 2023. That was bad. That was bad. He was playing in Vegas. That was really really bad. Josh Gordon as well. He wasn't as good as people think he was.
Yeah, he
Danucci
did
didn't.
okay. He did
Danucci
okay.
didn't like him. There was a one where he yelled at him. He's like, cut him off the team, and
Mm-hmm.
nothing happened. But there were some players. But just because they're that big name, he's like, oh, we'll give you a shot because we need you.
Right.
It's the name.
Yeah, that's how it goes. That's how it goes. So yeah. But this is the wrap of the first player interview. We'll have many more to come, maybe more with you guys. Just to catch up, see what's going on, what's up with the league, where we're going, and maybe I'll have even guest creators on. Probably not because I don't really want to. I don't really want to deal with them. More players, but I'll get you guys maybe some more free agents in the future. But for now, just keep grinding, keep the next day ahead, keep more mental reps.
Mhm.
And you guys already know this. I don't need to tell you this, but I'm gonna still say this anyways because this is something I should have been. Well, I would have had a shot to play soccer, but this is something that I wish I probably could have been able to do more. Was that and may you guys have good luck. Good luck with you guys in your career and hopefully you guys make this 53 because I want to see all three of you guys when I go to Alabama. Like I want to see all three of you guys on that roster and making plays. Unless
Absolutely.
unless like injury or something happens, but I want to see all three of you guys there. I wish nothing the best for anybody unless they do something like really bad. But like I want the best for everybody out there and that they get
Mhm.
their chance and their moment. So
Yes, sir.
Yeah, absolutely. Appreciate you, man.
Bro, we
uh,
appreciate it, man.
yeah, of course. We'll be doing this again, but it's good. I feel like it's a good interview.
Yes,
For
sir.
sure.
Appreciate the exposure. No doubt.
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
definitely.
All right. Peace out, everybody. Take care.